We get really excited when we buy a new plant, especially when our expectations are like this. When in reality, after 6 months, we get something more like this. This is a philodendron rugosum that a community member on Discord sent us looking for some feedback. And as you can see, after an entire year, the plant is not looking its best. It's thinning out, it's producing smaller and smaller leaves, and in general, it's not doing so well. They really wanted a fuller looking plant, especially towards the bottom, but without a fundamental understanding of apical dominance, it's almost impossible to get the look that you're going for. Philodendrons grow as a vine, and plant hormones force it to grow as a single vine, always going in one direction. If you cut the stem, a new single vine will grow. It's not going to branch off in 2 directions, it's not supposed to become bushier. And while there are ways to trick certain plants, like a rubber tree or a fiddle leaf fig, into branching into 2 different directions by cutting off the stem, it doesn't always work as intended. And philodendrons generally do not work in the same way. For a bushier looking plant, you need to take multiple propagations and put them into the same pot. It doesn't matter if you're having a climbing plant or a hanging basket, having multiple cuttings in the same pot is usually the best way to go. This philodendron also has no support. Giving it a stake or something to climb will help it produce much larger leaves. And while you know I'm a huge fan of cedar planks or birch bark poles for monsteras and pothos, for philodendron, a moss pole might be a better option. Their aerial roots tend not to adhere to wood as well as their aroid cousins. Unlike philodendrons, monsteras tend to adhere to wood so well that I've literally had to destroy a monstera adansonii just trying to remove it from a wooden plank. It wasn't pretty. I know getting a moss pole that you constantly have to keep moist is not the best idea for everyone, so one hack that you can do is getting any wooden stake and then wrapping some burlap around it. For some reason, the aerial roots on a philodendron just love to sneak their way into burlap, especially if it's loose on a stake. So take your climbing pole, wrap it in burlap, and gently tie it in a few different places. Attach your plant as it grows and it'll provide a much better climbing support, which will produce larger leaves. Now, if you send me a picture of your plant and I can't see a window right by it, I'm going to guess that it's probably not getting enough light. Light has always been the key determining factor on the speed of your growth and the size of your leaves. Now, I'm not suggesting that you move every single plant that you own right up against your sunniest window, but you do need to know that plants have to have a minimum amount of sunlight required to survive. If you do the bare minimum, your leaves will stay the same size, and without staking your plant, it's very likely that your leaves will shrink over time. With more light, you'll get that larger growth for the amazing looking plants that you want. Links to join the free Discord is in the description, and I'll see you next time.